gun is amazing. Goodbye to the GPU here. I cannot afford the crypto. I feel rather strong. I still put the soldering gun to the right just for the scaling, and we fight the eccentric. Thank you Q7P Pi for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. That is more US academia. I don't know what is more US academia. I have like privately spent some time in the US in some bubbles though. I took some physics such as quantum when I was a chemistry student. Physics also broke me. I mean, if you studied chemistry the whole way, I mean, all the chemistry students or doctors I know would tell you the same. They had to suffer the same pains as the physics students. So I don't know if it is. I don't think there is much difference in the pain you have to suffer if you study chemistry. Not gonna lie. Okay, we can upgrade a silver item, though there's no like really good target here at the moment. Like upgrading an Uzi is not doing much, and bomb squad is just one extra burn or something, or maybe two. 100 HP is kind of solid. It's like good, and we have not found any chocolate yet. But I prefer starting to decrease the cooldown of the core. It is really important to do this over the course of a run to get consistently fast and win matchups that are close consistently. This is good. Also, your HP increase later is more percentage-wise. Like later I can get like 300, 400 HP increase, while the 5% flat is still staying 5% flat. So by that logic, it is somewhat in the long run more efficient to decrease the 5% cooldown early and later pick more HP options. Also, HP can get compensated by chocolate earlier, so cooldown reduction it is always kinda. A small friend is a freebie. We are like not really rich, but 6 gold is something. So I go to Jay and say, well, where are my race mate? Still not there. I'm not rich enough. I will not sell off my board at the moment. But LEDs are probably one of the best items in the game. Don't sleep on them. Okay. Here's my extra health. I will put my extra health over an extra burn on the core. Yeah, we're not really strong, but we're also not really weak. We play the good core. It's a silver core. Yeah, gonna get there. I have not read the Republic, nor at the moment I certainly know what you're talking about. I can look it up after the stream maybe when I have time. I will just like copy it out and see what it is. Maybe I just like cannot allocate it just correctly. I am technically well informed on a lot of topics, but in that particular case, I don't know. Chocolate it is, but we only take the budget option. And haste items and slow items are pretty good. I'm a little poor at the moment, and it's only 3 items we get shown. So I take the guaranteed 2 gold and 1 XP. I think it's better than borrowing. So I will do this. I still feel confident I can raise the Technovirus. Also, it has a solar farm, which would at the moment, since my board is lagging a lot, carrying me for the next few days. What is your opinion on Nibrae's CDR min-maxing? Do you think it should stay in the game or not? Personal opinion, I like it. I feel like it is sort of a small hidden tech, but it is reasonable to discover. even on your own without streaming or streamer. And I like this sort of min-maxing a lot. I feel it is not too powerful and broken, but it's a small, noteworthy improvement. And for those who want to do it, can do it. And then also you have the opportunity as a viewer always to call out the streamer if he forgets to knee brace. So just in general, I feel knee brace is just exactly the sweet spot of a good item, in my personal opinion. But I'm not attached to it, and if Reynard and the team decides they don't want it because they feel that it's for them a toxic whatever behavior, well, it is what it is. It's either way. It's not strongly opinionated, but I like it a lot. Upgrade a silver item. It's probably better than 3 silver loot items. I think we're still in the situation where we unfortunately have to upgrade our core. I mean, it's not the worst target because it will stay on our board for the whole run, but I obviously would have preferred by a lot more to upgrade my Omega Ray here. Also, we did not get a solar farm, which is kind of unfortunate. It's starting to look like a little bit tougher the run. So if we're not getting there by day 6, 7, 8 and don't find our Omega Ray and don't find really good skills or other things to compensate, it's looking hard to get over the finish line. Not the easiest run yet. We can get a random tool. There might be good tools, but I feel like we should go and find and look for our rays. That is a ray, but not one of the better rays. Finally, complaining helped. Streamer client activated. Yeah, that is that. I think like positioning wise, something like this should be in. This is a tool, so I want to have it in. I still need a lot of triggers on the left, but since it's only bronze and the core is golden, I want to have like some stuff to the right for faster scaling. Skills are not really good. Medium items, I don't see any. Large items are not likely to show up here on day 4. So I just take the spare change. We are poor anyway. We can sell off the crypto. So positioning wise, I feel this might be a good decision. I want to obviously have the soldering gun getting his multicast. It has to be on the left side because we need still a lot of triggers to proc the core fast. I feel though it is justified to have like some stuff to the right. So at least the Omega Ray, I feel like it is like those are not into question. The only that is literally into question is the Aegis. So we can decide whether we want to have it on the left or the right. I'm inclined to say both is kind of viable. I want to have it to the right just because we buffed the core so much, but it's a close one. One extra ray is close to probably better, but I feel like we want the Uzi actually at the moment, and we can just go. Okay, I try to keep up with chat. Do you know if motherboard only works with cores that already have damage? Yes. Motherboard is one of the few items or many items that unfortunately only scale the damage of damage cores, same as the memory card, for example, that only like scales damage from the red cores and so on. Okay, yeah. Okay, we can get small items and maybe upgrade our Omega Ray or have a guarantee, or like, I wouldn't say guaranteed, but like the possibility for a PvE fight. Especially like more like day 6-ish and 7 and 8, I think PvE fights are by far superior. Reasoning is the super good mobs like Radiant Corsair are able to show up by day 6, 7, and 8. And obviously, if your rebirth is kinda a game-winning item. But also here, I am unfortunately not convinced enough into Andy giving me the stuff I want, so I rather go and have a PvE fight. It sucks the system works like that right now, but I understand that you need to farm the tickets. So, I mean, in all honesty, I would not need to farm tickets if I don't want to. I farm enough gems just by playing ranked and have a high enough win rate to sustain my ranked runs and even increase, in general, my gem counts. It's just really, really tough at the moment because if I go 10-2, I already lose 2 to 4 MMR for it. So I can only gain MMR if I have a perfect run or only one loss. And for that, I need to be maximized on focused and rarely concede, which is kinda thrown up maybe, but I don't know. It's part of the game, I would argue, and you have to see when to concede at some point. Maybe can also argue it is sort of a skill to know when you lose your fights, kinda, and you would just want to concede. And thirdly, I have the experience that there are certain times of a day where the average opponent pool, which is everyone on the world, and without like skill-based matchmaking, is stronger or weaker. And I face at certain times of a day more Fury, Rebirth guys, and Bonk guys, which means I am far more likely to lose those fights just because those skills are kind of game winning and deciding. And that is the reason why I will only play ranked at the moment around 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. and off stream and highly focused. Okay. Core reduction, it is probably here. There are no medium items I want. I mean, later I want to try and hit my chrono barrier if I can, but it's not showing up to a likely degree because gold items are super rare at the moment. There's a small weapon, but there's no small weapon I really want. I take just gold and XP. We definitely go for the mod squad here. Also, I think they say the MMR system is a placeholder. Yes, they will change the ranked system probably at least once or a few times until they find a good sweet spot. I'm rather certain they will improve that. 4 a.m. to 10 a.m., which time zone again? I'm located in EU, so it's Central European Standard Time Zone, whatever. This is where I have the most success. Though, not gonna lie, I watched like rarest stream yesterday, and he had also like amazingly good RNG and good easy opponents where even his mediocre builds went easy perfect runs. So he gained a lot of MR in the afternoon European time. So it's not always to be like this. Just like 2-3 days, I saw the same on rarest stream. I queued up a few games. I lost 100 MMR just because I got like Fury, Rebirth, and bonked 3 times in a row. And I was like, okay, I'm tilted. I'm stopping now. This is a random weapon. This is a random or like non-weapon item. This is a random item with 2 gold. Also, this pool is more likely to hit outside of the dually items. And I definitely go for the tools. Tool have a lot of high roll potential. This is just like gold farming. We don't need it really, but it's also something I still do. Shield skills are mostly bronze and not the ones I look for. 6th region, not do a lot. I rather look for my rays or upgrades. It's an upgrade on the ray, but not the ray I look for. I'm too lazy for the crypto here. 3 loot items is better than the other options here. Let me think if I still want to go without this ray. Maybe I want to go with the ray now. I still think this is a reasonable setup because this is just bronze. Normally I would prefer being a right of core gamer Maybe the Aegis should be left of core. It should be left of core. Let's be honest, because reasoning is it's also good to have the 13 burn trigger faster, and we want to be fast against the Vanessa. Thank you, Minda123 for the follow. Thank you, Solus Damned for the follow. And thank you, Exodus 0 for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy it. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, rarest was rank 2. I don't know if he still is, and if Sverry is queuing games or not. I have not checked since yesterday the ranked sheet. Hello, Fruny. Hello, hello. How are you? And Blackbird SR, as well as Nuigurumi 3. Thank you for the follow and welcome. Hope you enjoy it. Okay. We don't want any weapons. Relax is only for the next PvE fight, which I think we win anyway. So we go for the mountain pass, and as talked about, maybe hit the good PvE fights. It's not the good PvE fights, but it's still a PvE fight, so getting extra XP and gold is amazing, and potential for some monster loot is also not to ignore. Sometimes monster loot improves you a lot, or it's extra gold. At the moment, we should be, though, not running out of gold anymore anytime soon. We can work at the docks and high roll a tool. We can get a freebie. I feel like at the moment, with the board I have, I would still be inclined actually to just put for 2 days a solar farm on. And since I would say it's a reasonable upgrade at the moment for the board, since this is only bronze, we don't have a sort form of haste. I can see myself ignoring just a little bit of gold, which is probably those 2 options here, and have a reasonable chance to look at a solar farm. So I will do this. It is just a silver one, not a gold one. It's, I would say, unfortunately the case, but I can see myself putting out this. I can see myself putting out probably this, say this is just multicasting 2 until I find a better thing, and put in here a solar farm. I think that would improve my board, at least for today, and I should do it because I'm rich enough to justify it. So now we can see and look whether I want to blame myself on stream and fight Lich. I feel we are at 200 health and at least 1 upgrade on the Omega Ray away from it, so there is no point in trying to fight Lich. Sometimes I feel like even if you need to be lucky or unlucky, depending on how you view it on the freezes, it is reasonable to take a risk and gamble here, but this gamble is not worth it. So we just go for the mosquito. There are wings. Wings have cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction is amazing. Do you guys think matchmaking should be based on MMR? I don't know. I feel like there might be merit to it, but also it feels okay not to. I feel both ways are okay-ish. Reynard, though, is very determined that it should not be the case, so I don't think it will ever change, and I'm fine with that totally. We have 2 options: cooldown reductions on burn items and cooldown reduction on the core. It's kinda easy. I want to have the core more down, and I think that is more important and more valuable to me. We don't really want medium items. A haste item can be a beta ray. I would like to see a beta ray. But other than that, it's a lot of bricks. I rather start to look at skills now. It's day 6-ish. So we have like some skills that are golden, and it's reasonable to look at them. 1 slow is not good enough. Also, we might not stick for long with it. Yeah, I'm not certain I want to buy any of those. I mean, 3 crit is okay-ish, right? It's reasonable. The problem is this will show up again, and I can upgrade it. And I have the tendency to say this is not a reasonable enough skill to block another slot on the skills, and therefore I will not pick it. It's kind of not a great system. This can have like shield enchanted items, but we are really low on the HP bar, so we'll increase that. Firstly, I have to sell stuff off, so I go to less than more than 5 slots. Okay, I've done that. So I feel like this is the strongest board I can put up at the moment. I don't think changing the Aegis is worth it, though maybe it is. It probably is. It is. Okay, good talk. Let's go. What is your perfect armor core board? So my perfect armor core board is probably force field. So I would say it looks like Aiden, Uzi, metronome. Then comes the armored core, a duct tape, a force field, and a battery. That should be the 10 items, or like 10 slots. I have not counted in my head, but I think my intuition tells me that might be the perfect board. Then I have obviously everything as high as possibly in the rarity. And I have the start of combat shield at like reasonable 30% or something. And I have the first time you use a large item increase, like get like 20% of your max health, and then I have a decent amount of health. And that in total means I like probably 1-2 shot as soon as my stuff goes off my opponent and high roll everyone. And maybe I have like I have an icicle and invigorating cold skill, which means I perma haste, like I start off combat haste my board. Probably that, and I ignore that I want to have an Uzi on the board. I would change this and put the Aiden towards the metronome and have like an icicle on the left that just says start of combat haste your board. That would be probably winning most matchups, if not all, like at least all average matchups. Monster loot is just too good to pass. We want to put this on the core. I put this on the core over the soldering gun, even if the soldering gun would go off more often, which probably is the case, just because this is more likely to get frozen by a beta race. Skills or large vendor. I mean, kinda at the moment we're sticking here with a solar farm, but I rather get like a haste skill. So let's try this. 2 items for 5 seconds is a lot, but not a lot enough. Wrong haste skill. We are unlucky here. Crit on the shield does not really matter. I will not buy any of those. I go for Joyful Jack for the skill. I feel it is potentially worth to skip an XP for getting a Rapid Thaw. That wins you alone sometimes a game more. Also, I'm rich enough to justify it. If I was really, really poor, I would have gone into the turtle. It's really hard for me to keep up with chat, and I try my best here to multitask. I'm kind of new to streaming and a little sick, so please forgive me if it's not as intuitively. Also, it's my 6th stream, so yeah. We can get gold loot at the moment. After day 6, like at day 7, we get gold loot. Therefore, I like to go for gold loot, especially if you hit like a golden feather. It was worth to pick over the other options. There's a golden feather, so easy decision. We can wait and see if we find a knee brace. I rather look at 3 items than get a random haste item. Nothing here I think is worthy to consider. we definitely prioritize in this situation the potential PvE fight, just because it could be a Radiant Corsair. So we should try to maximize our chance for a insta game-winning item. Hello, GC Hero. Good morning to you too. Welcome to the stream. Solar farm better than running 3 rays. In the mid game, if you don't have an alternative haste option, yes. In the late game, probably even without having any haste skills, it's still better to go with 3 rays, just because freeze are more likely to happen, and a lot of freezes are more likely to happen in the late game, and then I am ditching the solar farm unless I have lots of items that are synergizing with the solar farm and skills. There might be some combination of skills and items that make me more inclined to have a solar farm. But in general, I will ditch the solar farm in the later days. Okay. I will use this on the core now. I still think this might be the best setup with what I have. I want to have like some haste uptime. I feel like it is more valuable to me than having like 3 items here. Also, this is also triggering kind of fast with a soldering gun, so I think it feels stronger to me. Let's go with this. Thank you, Suik Sirit. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I don't know if it is just random things in the keyboard or a real word. If so, I'm not familiar with it. I'm deeply sorry. Don't mean to be rude. Still, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Greatly appreciate you being here. Chocolate is okay, but is falling off percentage-wise. And Ray, JJ might have a Ray, so let's go here. I will invest into the upgrade here. Nitro is interesting because at the moment I have a solar farm and it's triggering twice, once on me and once on my opponent. Though it's not a tool, so I cannot put it in here. I still need a better tool. I don't want to have it over LEDs or arrays, so we skip it. There's my haste skill. Let's go. Give me one of those good ones. Those are not the good ones. The good ones is when you use your core haste an item for 4 seconds, or invigorating cold, which means as soon as you freeze, haste your whole board, which is good enough because you burst most of the time enough damage and burn on your opponent in the few seconds where you're hasted. So those are the good ones. I just take the freeze, call it a day, say unlucky.